Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial we are working on the skirt portion of our angel. Now this hasn't been starched yet. We're going to starch all of it together at the end, and it'll be a whole video of starching everything and then assembling her. But I work a lot of this skirt with you guys because it does get a little confusing, okay? So, and I say this in the end of the video too. If you need any help, my email address is in the description box. Feel free to email me and I will help you the best I can, okay? So what are you going to need? You're going to need the same thing that you used to make your wings. Now I have my size 10 crochet thread. And I'm using my 2mm crochet hook, my scissors, stitch marker, and my needles to weave in my end. Okay? So if you guys made this out of yarn, just use the same hook that the yarn recommends. And that is it. Alright, let's get started. Okay, to get started with our skirt, get a slip knot on our hook. And we are going to chain 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Now I'm going to stop and I'm going to kind of run this down to make sure my chain's not twisted. And I'm going to bring it right up like this. Bring that the slip knot and the tail right into each other, so the top of this chain right here is facing up, and that's what I'm going to slip stitch into, right into the top of that. Okay, so my slip knot goes to the bottom and I'm just going to slip stitch right in there. Okay, and now I'm going to chain 1, and then we're going to start round 1. We're going to single crochet right back into that chain that we just slip stitched into. And I'm going to mark that. Okay. There. Now I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Piece of skin hanging on my finger. Okay, so we're going to skip 2, single crochet into the next. Skip 2 chains, I meant. Chain 4, 2, 3, 4. Come back, skip 2 chains, single crochet into the next. And that's what you're going to repeat around. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 2 chains, single crochet into the next. All right, repeat that around, and when you get to your last 2 chains, I'll come back, okay? Okay, so I've repeated that around. I got chain 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got, get out of there, 2 chains left. So we come straight to this first single crochet and work a slip stitch. All right, and that is the end of round 1. Tighten up that slip knot. Okay, so to move on to round 2, we're going to slip stitch right into that chain 4 space. Chain 1, and then we're going to work 2 double crochet. 1, 2, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Sorry, I got tongue tied there. So 2 double, chain 2, 2 double. And then we're going to come right to the next chain 4 and work the same thing. 2 doubles. 1, 2, chain 2, 2 doubles, 1 and 2, and now we're going to chain 4, 3, 4. Now we come to the next chain 2, or I'm sorry, the chain 4, and work our 2 double, 1, 2, chain 2, 2 double, 1, 2. Now we're going to jump right to that next chain 4 with 2 double, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Oop, I messed that up. Go back in there with the 2 doubles, 1 and 2. Now we chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to the next chain 4 with 2 doubles, 1, 2, chain 2, 2 double, and now we go straight to the next double, chain 4 with 2 doubles, 1, 2, chain 2, 2 doubles, 1 and 2. So now we chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and we slip stitch right to that very first double crochet, right in there. And that is the end of round 2, and we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain 2s and 1, 2, 3 chain 4s. So those 3 chain 4s are going to be the start of these pineapples. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Okay, so that was the end of round 2. So to move on to round 3, we are going to slip stitch into that next double, and then we're going to slip stitch into this chain 2 space. Chain 1, we're going to work 2 doubles, chain 2, scooch that over, 2 doubles, into that same chain 2 space that we just slip stitched into. And now we're going to jump right over and work straight into this chain 2 space with the same 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. 1, 2, chain 2, 1 and 2. Into the chain 4 space, we're going to go straight in with 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's what we repeat around into the chain 2 spaces with 2 double, chain 2, 2 double, so here, and into your chain 4s with 5 double crochets. So you're just going to repeat that around, and I will meet you after we work our 5 double crochet into this last chain 4. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've made it around. I just got done working those 5 doubles. So now I'm just going to come straight into that very first double crochet. Get in there with the slip stitch. And that is the end of round 3. Oh. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here, and I'm just going to get that end weaved in, the center tail. Get that weaved in because it's kind of bugging me. I'll be right back. Okay, I got that tail weaved in. Sorry about that, guys, but it was just driving me nuts. All I did was just ran it through the legs of these double crochets. Okay, so now let's move on to round 4. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Yep, 4. So we are going to slip stitch into that next double. And we're going to slip stitch into this chain 2 space. We're going to chain 1. And we're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets right back in it. Chain 2, go right back in there with the with your other chain 2 or 2 doubles. And then right into that next chain 2 space with your 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Okay, now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to come down and we're going to work a double crochet. We're going to work a double crochet into the space between these 2 double crochets. So not in between these 2, but we're going to skip 2 and come down into the space between the next one, right in there. Okay, now we're going to chain 1, skip the first double crochet, double crochet, so we're skipping this one and double crocheting into the next, chain 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, double crochet into the next. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and now we're going to double crochet into the space between the next 2. So right into here. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets. 1 before, 1 at the end, and then 4 in. Okay? All right, now did we chain 1 or no? Yeah, chain 1, and then go into the chain 2 space with your 2 doubles. 1, 2, chain 2, 2 doubles. Into the next chain 2 space with your 2 doubles. Chain 2, 2 doubles. And I'm going to go ahead and just stay with you for this round because this gets a little confusing. I was getting lost in my notes, and I'm going to stay with you guys, okay? So we chain 1, come down here, skip 2 doubles, double crochet between the next, like we're skipping 2, double crochet into the space between. Chain 1, and we're going to skip that very first double that we just kind of worked around, and we're going to double crochet into the next. Chain 1, double crochet into the next. Chain 1, double crochet into the next. Chain 1, double crochet into the last. Chain 1, come down here and double crochet into the next space. Chain 1, and then we come straight into our chain 2 shells. I'll say that. 2 double, chain 2, 2 double. Alright, so now we come back here and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doubles, a chain at the beginning, a chain at the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Almost back to the beginning, so I'm just going to stay with you guys. Go straight into the next chain 2 space with 2 double, chain 2, 2 double. Chain 1, and we come straight into the, like we skip 2, skip 2 double, come right into the space between the last one you skipped and the next. Chain 1. Don't work into that first double, but we're going to go straight into the next. Chain 1. Double crochet into the next. Chain 1. Double crochet into the next. Chain 1. Double crochet into the next. Chain 1, double crochet into that next little space right here. Chain 1, and we made it back to the beginning, and now we slip stitch to the first double crochet of the round. Sorry if that got a little confusing. I got lost in my own notes. You guys can see, I was like, that doesn't look right. Okay. So now we move on to round 5. And round 5, we slip stitch into that next double, slip stitch into this next chain 2 space, chain 1, and we go right back in there with the 2 double, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. Dang it. Chain 1 and into the next chain 2 space with the 2 double, chain 1 or chain 2, 2 double, chain 2, 2 double. So basically now we're doing a chain 1 between these little shells right there. Now we chain 2, pull up some slack here, Okay, so we chain 2 and we're going to skip the next 3 doubles. There's a chain 1 in there too, but we're going to skip that and single crochet into that next chain 1. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, or chain 1 space. Chain 3, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Yeah. And now we should have 4 chain 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Now we chain 2 and we're back to our shells. So into the chain 2 with 2 doubles, chain 2, go back in there with 2 doubles, and now remember we have a chain 1 between them now. And now we're into the next chain 2 of the shell. 1, 2, chain 2, and go back in there with your last 2 doubles. 1 and 2. Chain 2. We're going to skip these 3 doubles, which includes that little single right there, and oops, single crochet into the next chain 1 and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, single into the next, chain 3, single into the next, chain 3, single into the next, chain 3. That's 1, 2, 3. We need one more. And now we're back, so we chain 2, and that gets us back to our 2 shells. I want to call them granny shells, but I know. So they get 2 double, chain 2, 2 doubles. Now they have a chain 1 between them now, and we're back to the next one. 1, 2, chain 2. I'm losing my tension, and 2 doubles, chain 2, and we're back to our last little pineapple. We skip these, skip the first, the second double, that chain 1, third double, and right into that next chain 1 space with a single, chain 3, 3, single into the next chain 1, chain 3, single into the next chain 1, chain 3, single into the next chain 1, chain 3, single into the next chain 1. Dang it, come on now. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 chain 3s now. So we chain 2 and we're back to the beginning with a slip stitch into the very first double crochet. Okay, So that is the end of round 5. And we're going to move on to round 6. It's looking pretty. You can see the pineapples are starting now. Okay. Okay, so round 6, I about said chain 6. So for round 6, we are going to slip stitch into that first double crochet, slip stitch into the chain 2 space, chain 1, and we're going to work our 2 double, chain 2, 2 double, chain 2, 2 double, now we chain 2 between our shells, and into the next chain 2 with our same old 2 double, chain 2, 2 double, chain 2, and 2 double. Okay, now we chain 2 into that first chain 3 space with a single, and now we're going to chain 2, single into the next chain 3 space, chain 2, single into the next chain 3 space, chain 2, and we're going to single into that last chain 3 space. Now we should have 1, 2, 3, chain 2 loops. Now we chain 2, and we're back to our little granny shells. So they get our 2 doubles. I just realized that's supposed to be chain 3. I am sorry. Not chain 2s, chain 3. Single, chain 3. Single, chain 3. Single, chain 3. Single. So now we have, oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. It's chain 3s, not chain 2s. Okay, now we chain 2 and we're back to the granny shells. And they get our 2 doubles. Chain 2, 2 doubles. 1 and 2. There's chain 2 between them now. And we're to the next one, gets the 2 doubles. Chain 2, 2 doubles. I need slack. That's why I keep jerking, because I'm trying to get some slack. Alright. I'm going to get me some slack. I'll be right back. Alright, now we chain 2. 1, 2. Single into that chain 3. Chain 3. Single into the next chain 3. Chain 3. Single into the next chain 3. Chain 3. Single into the last chain 3. Chain 2, and we're back to our shell. That gets our 2 doubles. 1 and 2, chain 2, 2 doubles. 1 and 2. We have a chain 2 between them now. 2 doubles into there. 1 and 2, chain 2, back in there with our 2 doubles, and now we chain 2 to get to our pineapple, and we single into the chain 3. Oops. Chain 3, single into the next chain 3, chain 3, single into the next chain 3, chain 3, single into the last chain 3, and now we're back to the beginning, and we need to jump to that granny, so we chain 2 and slip stitch to that very first double crochet. Okay, and that's the end of round 6. And we are moving on to round 7. So round 7, we slip stitch into that next double, slip stitch into that chain 2, chain 1, and we work our 2 doubles. Chain 2, right back in there with our 2 doubles. Now we're going to have chain 3 between our little shells. Come to that next chain 2 space with your 2 double, chain 2, 2 double. If you guys can hear that, that's the wind blowing and making our house crack. And okay, so now we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, to get to our pineapple, and we single crochet into that first chain 3, chain 3, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3, chain 3, single into the next chain 3. So now we have 2 chain 3s of our pineapple, and now we chain 3, and we're back to our granny shells that get the 2 double, 1 and 2, chain 2 and 1, oops, 1 and 2. Now they have a chain 3 between them, 1, 2, 3, and go back into that, or no, I keep saying back into that. Now we go into the next granny with the 2 double, chain 2, 2 double. Now we chain 3 to get to our pineapple now. Single into that first chain 3, chain 3, single into the next chain 3, chain 3, single into the next chain 3, and then chain 3 to get to our granny shell. So you can see what's happening. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys repeat that around, and I will meet you at the end, right before we slip stitch into that first double crochet. Okay, so I'm coming around. I just worked my last chain 3, and I'm going to come right into here and slip stitch to my very first double crochet of the round. And that's the end of round 7. Now round 8, it's pretty much the same thing, but instead of the chain 3s, we're going to chain 4s. So we slip stitch into that next double, slip stitch into that chain 2, chain 1, and double crochet with our first and second double crochet, chain 2, and come right back down in there with the 2 double crochets. 1 and I'm into something. I got into some, I don't know what I was into. 1 and 2. Now we chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and we come to our next little granny shell with the 2 double, chain 2, 2 double. I call them the granny shell because that's the stitch you work in your corners when you work a granny square. Chain 2 and go back in there with a double crochet. 1 and 2. Now we chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're to our pineapple. And our pineapple, we're just going to single crochet into the chain 3, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, come back in with a single crochet into the next chain 3, and that is our pineapple. Now this chain 4 is going to get a little shell in it in the next round. Yeah, in the next round, and the last round. All right, now we just chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're back. We're not back. We're to the next granny shell, and we just work the 2 double, chain 2, 2 double crochet into there. So this round's a lot easier than the last few rounds. So I'm gonna let you guys, don't forget to do the chain 4 between. I'm gonna let you guys work this off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so you chain 4, come into your next granny shell with 2 double, chain 2, 2 double, chain 4, single crochet into the chain 3, chain 4, single crochet into the chain 3, chain 4, and there you are to your next granny shell. Okay, so repeat that around and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've made it around. Now all I have to do is my chain 4 and slip stitch to that very first double crochet, and that's the end of round 8. All right, round 9, in the very last row of our skirt. I am happy. Okay, so now we slip stitch to that next double crochet, slip stitch into that chain 2, chain 1. Now we're going to work 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to come back down and we're going to slip stitch into that 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, right in there, work a slip stitch, and then we're going to come back down in here and work 3 more double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. So we have a little shell with a picot in the center, and now we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to the next chain 2 space, work the 3 double, chain 4, slip stitch into the 4th, come right back in there with 3 double, chain 5. Come over to the chain 4 loop of our pineapple, and we're going to work 3 double, chain 4, slip stitch into the 4th chain from our hook, right back in there with 3 double, chain 5, and you're just going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, 3 double, chain 4, slip stitch into the 4th, 3 double, right back into the chain, chain 5, go to your next. Okay, repeat that around, guys, and that is going to be the end of the skirt. I'm going to be happy to have this portion done. This is a little bit of a pain. All right, so I'm going to get mine done and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I made it back around. I worked all of those, I like to call them crowns. They look like little crowns to me. I worked it all the way around, chain 5, I'm back to my beginning, so I'm going to slip stitch into my very first double crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, cut, and that is the end of our skirt. Now this is going to this is what we're gonna starch on the balloon. But once we get this wet and get this all stretched out, it's so pretty. And I'm happy with the hook size I used too. So you can see this is the skirt that I made. It's gonna be what it's gonna look like. Okay guys, but I'm gonna call it done for this video. We're already almost to an hour and that was just the skirt. Okay, so get your skirt made, set that to the side. After we get, I think we have, let's see, we have the body, the arms. So what we have left is this portion, which is the head and the chest and the top of the skirt portion. And then we have the arms and the little headband part, and that's it. I think we'll end up doing all 3 of those in the next video probably. But get your skirt done, set it to the side, weave in your end too. And keep your eye out for that starching video. And then we'll be done and we can put that on top of our tree. I really do hope you guys, if you make this, you join my Facebook group or my Instagram or Twitter, and tag me in anything that you make, because I'd love to see this made out of yarn. Okay, so one last thing I wanted to say. My email address is in the bottom of this video in the description box and in all my videos. Email me if you need any help, okay? Because I know a couple of those rounds got a little questionable and probably pretty confusing, okay? And I understand. Alright, so subscribe if you haven't. Hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you in the next video when we work her head, her chest and upper body, arms, and her headband. And that's it from me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.